Hey everyone, this is Cholera with Rise and Kenny for set 2 of Jangbi versus Nada. And I gotta say, game 1, Nada just played it very well. He was patient. He didn't get impetuous with his attack. I actually thought his timing was very good. He might have moved out when he finished the +2/+1, but I guess he knew what he was doing better than we did. And he was able to defeat Jangbi, who just had absolutely no answer to the huge Terran ball and also to the two simultaneous small attacks Nada had. So now we're going to see how he does on Carthage, which I think is a pretty Protoss favored map actually against Terran. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure because really it's a little early to tell, but I would think that Terran with the ridges could do a lot of damage to it. But I guess we'll just have to watch more games to find out. I think that Nada actually has a much bigger advantage than we really give him credit for at this point. Winning 1-0, putting yourself one game ahead of the other player, you're already in their head, and it's very hard for that player to overcome that, especially when your name is Jangbi and you got very far in the last MSL, but you lose it in the last game. So I think that Jangbi actually has a little bit more pressure on himself to try to get further, whereas Nada has done it so many times. He's been there so many times, I think that Nada's probably just a little bit more relaxed. So, I mean, not to say that Jangbi can't perform well under pressure. I mean, seriously, he's one of the best Protoss players in the game. But overall, I mean, I think that Nada has not only, maybe. Well, I'm not going to say he's got an advantage right off the bat from the map because I'm not too sure yet about this map in terms of Terran versus Protoss. But I think that he's definitely got the head game on his side.
Yeah, I gotta say that this upcoming match, this one we're about to view right now, is in a very critical match. I mean, really, if Nada wins this game and goes up 2-0, that is such a huge lead. It's extremely difficult at this high level of play to come back from a 0-2 deficit to win 3-2. It's actually really rare. It does happen, of course, but it's very difficult. Obviously, we wouldn't count Jangbi out of anything. As Rise was saying, he's an excellent Protoss player, extremely good Protoss versus Terran player. Really, I think it's going to come down to Nada's composure. I think Jangbi is used to this, and Nada, of course, has done a lot of pressure matches himself. I mean, he's one of the most known Terrans, but of course not as in practice as Jangbi, perhaps, at this point in time. But again, this map really could provide any type of play. I don't really know what to expect out of these two players. I haven't seen a whole bunch of matches between these two players on this map. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a match between these two players on this map. So I really don't know how it's going to play out. I'd expect Nada with his 1-0 advantage to probably play pretty standard again. Maybe see something kind of what we saw last game, maybe a little bit more early pressure, but overall I think he'll play something like he did last game.
Yeah, and hold that thought right now because it looks like Jangbi's going to be going for a proxy here. This could change everything. Obviously, we're not going to see the same kind of play last game, and this is a two-player map, by the way, Carthage. Completely new map. Obviously, you're right, we haven't seen these two people play. We also haven't seen many people play in general. The reason why I say it's a little bit Terran favored is because there's 3 different pathways to get across the map. They're all very up and down, and I think the Protoss can come up with some very interesting flanking maneuvers. And also, there's a reverse ramp leading to the natural expansion, kind of like on Longinus, so the Protoss can get pretty close to the Terran natural without fearing siege tanks, because there's a ramp leading down towards the natural, but it might not even get to tanks this game, to be honest, because Jangbi is setting up some proxy gateways here. We'll see if he does 1 or 2. Both options are viable. We've actually seen a lot of success with the 1 gateway method, which is actually followed up by fast Dragoons, but hold that thought again! Oh! Nada doesn't spot it. He thinks that this is probably a normal scouting timing for a probe, and he's always breathing hard. That's the thing. Oh, and the gas steal from Jangbi. So this is going to be a very powerful rush here. We're probably going to see just a 1-gate rush with some Dragoons following up.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Nada allowed the gas steal. A lot of times you'll see a player cancel or forego going the barracks first in order to get the refinery down. But of course, Nada may suspect that something's up at this point. Of course, he's also going to scout Jangbi's base in about 5 seconds and realize what's going on. And Jangbi looks like he may get an SCV as well, doing a great job with that probe harassing. And Nada's just got it floating out, doing nothing. And now Nada sees exactly what's going on. He sees that there is nothing inside Jangbi's base. And so he's going to be getting up his defenses very quickly, very short order. But Jangbi, again, he's totally just delaying this barracks from going up. He's got the gas up. and he's forcing Nada to play his game, and Nada at this point has nothing to say about it as he's continuing. Look how many of his SCVs aren't mining. He's got 1 scouting, 5 out on the field, sorry, 4 now attacking that assimilator, and 2 building. So really he's going to be hurting, and oh man, the Zealot's already here, and that SCV might go down. No, he gets it in the last second, and that barracks, I'm sorry, the refinery is now going up. The assimilators goes down, but it's a little late. I mean, he's got the Zealot inside the base at this point with the probe. It's going to take a lot of hits to kill an SCV, of course, but really Jangbi is in great position here, and Nada's in a lot of trouble.
Well,
yeah, Nada
actually. Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No problem. I was just going to mention really quickly, Nada has positioned his buildings very well here as he can go in and out of the barracks and the supply depot, and as well between the command center and that supply depot to try to microwave these Zealots. But Marines do very little damage to these Zealots, and the Zealots' damage might be done too much early. I mean, he's going to try to get that bunker up, which he really has to get up, but by then we might see Jangbi getting his gas and going for goons already, which would be just terrible for Nada. He's losing a ton of SCVs. He really has no choice. He has to get that bunker up while microing these Marines around. Another 3rd Zealot coming in, so he really needs to get in that bunker. He does get it complete. That's going to be able to protect most of his buildings. I think it might be just out of range of the barracks, but really he's got the buildings protected that he needs. And no gas going up yet for Jangbi. It looks like he's going for the early expansion. So Jangbi, a really odd play here, but he is in a very advantageous position, as I think Nada lost about 4 to 5 SCVs during that whole little bit there, and he lost, I think, 1 or 2 Marines. So a lot of damage done to Nada so far.
Yeah, definitely. And what you were saying was right about the composure. I gotta say, Nada's worker micro has not been stellar, and Jangbi just ignoring the hits on his Zealots. He's gonna go in and try to pick off some more SCVs, put Nada further behind, but no, he doesn't get any. Now Nada doing very well there with his SCV micro. I was gonna say there were some couple of SCV micro, couple of idle SCVs just standing around there about a minute ago. There was also just, you know, I mean, there was a lot of SCVs, like you're saying, repairing each other, just walking around and doing all sorts of weird stuff. But the thing is, though, what he has in favor of is that Jangbi has not gone for any tech. He's gone for this strange sort of follow-up, which is the fast expand. And Nada's going to have vultures out. No matter how much he's delayed, he's going to have vultures out way before Jangbi has any dragoons. And wow, look at this. Nada is going to kill that bunker because it's blocking his gas mining. So he decides he's okay. He's realized that, you know, he's not in any further danger from Zealots, I think.
Actually, he used that, he killed the bunker to go ahead and put that factory down so he can continue mining gas. I think he didn't want to move his factory. Sorry to interrupt there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No problem. Go right ahead.
Yeah, he's going to put the machine shop down in the place of that bunker. So now, but he's still producing Marines. He's got 5 Marines out now. He's probably going to go for a couple of vultures like we all are assuming. And only now the first couple of goons are popping out. But the goons, of course, are also coming out of the proxy gateway. So there's a couple of goons that are going to come out really quickly and be able to do a lot of damage potentially before Nada can really do too much about it. But I don't think he has range quite yet. But Nada getting rid of his barracks, his bunker, could have been a bad idea if he can't get any other units out in the very near future. But look at this. He's actually got a really good wall over here, and he's got a I guess a bunker-free bunker where he can just trap his units between his buildings and nothing can be done. At the same time, he's got a hidden second factory that I don't think was scouted by Jangbi. And now Nada has that tank out. He's got 5 Marines to support it, or 4 Marines, whatever. He's probably going to make some vultures out of the other one, and he may be able to do a very fast push on Jangbi, and Jangbi having the proxy gateway so far out of position, he may or may not be able to deal with this. I mean, he might have a tough time, and it's all going to come down to micro at this point and whether or not he's got range. And Nada is going to D up a little bit over here with some spider mines, so Jangbi's not going to be able to get any further harassment or inside the base of Nada unless he does some clever zealot micro with those spider mines. But instead, it looks like he's finally starting to get that tech. He's got the robo going down. I don't know if we'll see Reavers or if we'll see maybe we'll see some sort of just other drop of whatever units, or maybe he's going quick observers because he saw the spider mines coming out. But either way, Nada, I think, is going on the offensive here because of the 2 factories and the fact that he's way behind. He's got to do some damage.
Yeah, that's definitely correct. I mean, really, Nada, I believe, doesn't know that that second expansion's up, but I think he's probably assuming something like that is going on. Now, he does have mines, and here comes a Zealot going in for a drag, but Nada on top of it, killing that Zealot before it gets to the mines. Now, Nada needs to do a ton of damage during this push. He does have a lot of units, and if Nada performs this micro just right, I think this could do the damage he's looking for. Now, really, he needs to get that expansion up after this damage. I think that's probably what he'll go for. Maybe he's just going all in with this, producing units, just cutting all of his SCVs. Now, actually, it looks like he still is going for some SCVs, so looks like Nada's just going to try to move into some late game after this. He does have Vulture speed and mines, so if he micros this correctly, it could kill that expansion of Jangbi, and really, this would be a slap in the face to Jangbi after this sort of proxy gate cheese that Jangbi pulled. If he loses to this, that would be huge. We do see the Reavers coming into play very shortly. Nada's got to be careful with this tanks here. There's a lot of goons. He does not want to lose those. The Vultures are coming in to back this up. Red Nada needs to be very careful here. Here comes the attack, laying mines, backing off those Vultures. He's taking out a couple of those Zealots, which really helps to minimize the damage done, but that is a lot of Dragoons. I think that this might be too much for Nada to deal with here, and I think he's going to have to back off. This is really, really bad position.
Yeah, Jangbi has really microed himself into a nice defensive arc here, and Nada, without enough vultures really to help push these back and prevent them from running in and sniping these tanks, looks like Observatory's gone up also. The thing is, Jangbi can really force Nada back to his base with the Reaver, or just if Nada doesn't retreat, then he's just going to kill all of Nada's SCVs without Nada being able to say anything about it, because Nada does not have anti-air. Jangbi, like you're saying, still has a huge economic lead. He still hasn't suffered any real damage at all. And there's the Reaver, so we'll see if he uses that to try to break this small attack force, or if he's just going to go right for the main. Either way, I do see this working out in Jangbi's favor. I'm not sure if Nada can handle this. You know, I only see 4 Marines. That's the only anti-air he has, and those Marines can go down with 1 Reaver shot. And after that, I think Nada's push is just going to totally fail.
Yeah, but it comes down to the fact that he's got no observers, and 2 of the Marines do go down right away. Now, Siege is ready, and the thing that we got to keep in... Oh, well, never mind. There is the observer right there. I was going to say that that wall of spider mines is actually going to stop those Dragoons from doing much, and even now, they're going to have a hard time getting to those tanks, and now, Nada's done a great job. Oh, reinforce it, but no! The Reaver goes down, and it takes out a ton of shots. It takes out all the tanks and almost all the Vultures. The other tank is going to go down very shortly. That bunker's going to have to be canceled, and now GG coming from Nada. He realizes he's way too far behind and just can't pull it out in the end, and Jangbi coming away with the win, tying the series up at 1-1. Very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Jangbi played that to his complete advantage. I gotta say, really good play by Jangbi.
Yeah, and very exciting ending there. You know, just the fact of the matter is, Nada, I think, didn't expect necessarily a fast expand from Jangbi. Maybe he was thinking Jangbi would decide to just pump a lot of Dragoons, but whatever he did, it was very smart, even though we generally don't see something like this, 1 gate into expansion after doing a proxy and having it have moderate amounts of success. But that was a fast game, and Nada, I think, was very smart at the very end by deciding just to quit and save his energy for the next game, which, with no further ado, we're going to go to right now. See you in set 3.